Today, I am going to show you how to make our most popular pork chop recipes. These pork chops turn out perfect every time. Hi, I'm Christina with eatingonadime.com, and today we are going to make the easiest oven-baked pork chop. Now, the full recipe is linked in the description below, so you can always grab that if you want the written out step-by-step instructions. All right, let's get cooking, friends.
We first begin by preheating the oven to 400 degrees. Take a 9x13 pan and we're going to spray it with non-stick spray. Then it's time to prepare the seasonings for the pork chops. In a small bowl, we're going to add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of paprika, a half a teaspoon of onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we're going to whisk to combine to make our pork chop seasoning for our baked pork chops. Line your 9x13 pan with your boneless pork chops. Today I'm using pork chops that are about 1 inch thick. Make sure you go to the full recipe at eatingonadime.com, and we give you tips on how to make sure that the pork chops are done, but if you'd like to use thinner pork chops or thicker or even bone-in pork chops. Once we've lined the complete 9x13 pan, we're going to take about a tablespoon or 2 of extra virgin olive oil and drizzle it right on top. Then take your basting brush and spread that oil all over the pork chops. Take our seasoning that we just mixed together and sprinkle it all over the pork chops, trying to get it evenly across. Then we're going to use our basting brush to spread out the mixture to cover over all the pork chops. Now you can flip the pork chops and season both sides, but we find that you don't really need to, and so just to make it easier and to make your pan even easier to clean up, we just season the top side. But we use this basting brush to make sure the entire pork chop gets coated, because that is what gives these pork chops amazing flavor. Once you're finished, it's time to go into that preheated oven. Make sure your oven has preheated to the 400 degrees, and we're going to bake these pork chops for about 15 to 20 minutes or until the pork reaches an internal temperature of 145 degrees. I have my favorite digital meat thermometer linked below, and we use that to test the inside of our pork or any meat. When you test it, make sure that you put it into the middle of the pork chops, and then once it reads 145 or higher, your pork chops are done. And that's our tip to getting the most juicy, delicious pork chops.
They already look and smell amazing. This is our favorite pork chop recipe because not only is it delicious, it's so easy. This is the perfect weeknight meal that the entire family will love. Now, once you cook them, you want to let them set for about 5 minutes, and that just really seals in the juices and the flavor. So you got to wait a little bit, and then they're ready to eat. I cannot wait to try this. It looks amazing. Look how juicy and tender that is. Look at the juices coming out of that. This is why you definitely want to wait and rest for 5 minutes so that your pork chops do not dry out and they're perfect and juicy every single time. This is my favorite pork chop recipe of all time. My kids and husband love it too. Don't forget, the full recipe is linked in the description below, or you can search for baked pork chops on eatingonadime.com and it will pull right up. Do not forget to like and subscribe so you do not miss any more of our family-friendly, easy recipes. Thank you so much for joining me in my sister's kitchen. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.